I spent so many hours of my life playing Pokemon as a kid, like a ridiculous amount.
Aw.
Like I got like one of my earliest memories is watching TV before kindergarten in the morning. And like one of my earliest memories is the one where Ash caught Caterpie in Viridian Forest in season 1.
Oh, that's so sweet.
The season 1. So that was like 1999.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Admiralty podcast. I'm your host for today, OC Gangsta, and today I'm joined by my co-hosts, Doujingod and Animarchy, and today we have a guest episode lined up for us. We've got it's the Idol Girl special, pretty much. You want to introduce yourself, Moewgical Rosie?
Hi everyone, I'm Moewgical Rosie. I'm Scotland's Moewgical Cat Girl Idol, and thank you guys for having me today.
Yes.
Whoa.
Very nice.
That is the greeting of a professional, ladies and
You
gentlemen.
can tell I practiced that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, idols are built on practice, so respect the grind.
Are there like different idols and stuff, or is it?
What do you mean by different idols?
Because
Oh,
in my head, right, idols are like the people who sing. And do a lot of live panels and stuff. Is there an other type of idols? Because I'm not really familiar with the idol
I
culture.
think so. I mean, the idols I'm most familiar with are your typical singing, dancing, variety kind of performers, you know? Just, I think in Japan, where idols originate from, I think they're sort of like, they're best known for like their stage presence and their cutesy songs, but idols can come in all forms really. Like you can see them acting or doing radio shows, being models. It's sort of a very versatile form of performance really. Although that's not to say that all idols have to, you know, do all of that, but it's an option, you know? Idols can dabble in all sorts of creative pursuits.
And I'm guessing you're an idol singer?
I would class myself as a performer, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's very nice. And one of the biggest questions is how do you like find the confidence to do or perform in front of hundreds or I don't know how many people turn up because I have zero experience, but how do you exactly find the confidence to do this?
So I've bin doing it for a while, and honestly, I still remember my very first performance. I started as a street performer in the rural Scottish Highlands. And my very first performance was a street performance, and I remember I was so nervous, and I almost didn't go through with it. I still get nervous before I go on stage, even to this day. I've been told that that's a good thing though, because being nervous means that your heart's in it, and it shows that, you know, you want to do your best. So I feel like those kind of nerves never really truly go away, but it's just something you learn to push through, and you can use it like as a motivator really, like, I'm gonna push through this, I'm gonna do my best, I'm gonna go out there and give the best that I can, you know?
Yeah. Because confidence is like, I'd say one of the most important things in life, because if you're shut in meek and not really confident, I think you will like ruin every chance you have at socializing with people or even getting a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, having the confidence to take the opportunities that you want in life, it's not easy, you know? I know how difficult it can be. But, you know, it's better to try and fail than not try at all and wonder what could have been. So I feel like when I decided to do this, it was very much a YOLO moment, you know?
Yes, YOLO moment.
A YOLO moment.
Man, haven't heard that one in a while.
Oh God.
Man, shut in neats, yeah. who would shut themselves in and work from home like a loser? Just in case anyone's watching, I call the rights for this light novel / manga right here. Like, idol anime in Scotland? You kidding? I'm in. Like, say less. Like, absolutely.
I was gonna say it sounded like an anime premise.
Like, I started from the bottom, but now I'm gambaremasu right to the top. You know what I mean? Like, try my best. Like, from the streets of Aberdeen to victory. I don't know. What's the equivalent of like what's the equivalent of Tokyo Dome? Like,
Oh God.
Edinburgh Castle.
I guess that'd be like the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, maybe.
Yeah.
Especially during the Fringe, like the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is definitely like one of Scotland's biggest events, performance-wise.
My city, Adelaide, has the Fringe as well, and yeah, it's the same thing. Although we've never had an idol gig before. If we had, I'd definitely go.
Put in a good word for. I've heard there's this really good idol from Scotland, and I know she'd love to come to Adelaide.
No, trust. Honestly, like, I have to give mad props for you because I'm a fan of the idol genre, but as someone who's well, I'm a traditional, like, you know, workers' rights activist, so I see how hard idols work, and that is, ugh, like, it's grueling. Hours upon hours, practice. Does it get rough? Like, it'd have to be like excruciating in terms of like
it can
how
get
many hours.
repetitive. Like, there's a lot of repetitiveness, and so I have a person who like worked with me like behind the scenes to, you know, help bring all the magic to life. So that they're my camera person. They help me carry stuff to events, and they've said to me that hearing the same songs over and over and over kind of saps the magic out of it a bit.
Yeah.
But I still feel like that well, for me personally, it still holds its magic. But I guess to someone who would work with me and just be seeing the same thing over and over again constantly, I can see why it would definitely like wear itself down, especially if it's not like something you're super into like me.
Our editor just sitting here sweating right now. Editing audio is the worst thing. Like, you know, when you're sitting there editing your content and you listen to the same segment over and over again.
So I do my own video editing for my YouTube channel, and I totally get that.
Yo, plug.
Because I went to a graphic design school where they teach you how to edit audios. I think because of that, I'm fine with editing my own audios or anybody's audios, even if I have to listen it to multiple times. Especially if you want to do like, I don't know if it's modern editing nowadays, where, well, modern comedic editing, where you have, for example, you reverb a sentence to make it fit in comedy wise on the video. The problem with that is that you have to listen to the audio multiple times because the reverb is so annoying to work with. Not so much with like music editing, or I don't even know what like audio music mixing. I think that's the proper wording for it. Yeah, I forgot what I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, the reverb, yeah. And I genuinely don't mind listening to my voice anymore that long. I mean, I'm fine with it. I actually kind of prefer editing audio than editing videos, mainly because one of my idols, this is weird, right? But one of my idols is David Attenborough.
Oh yeah.
I love his voice, and when you watch his documentaries, like, his voice is there, but the reason why I love David Attenborough documentaries is because of the sounds of the documentaries. It's like perfect. You have sound, like you have like ocean sounds when he's talking about ocean. There's like music, perfectly fitted music. I just fell in love with his work. Well,
Yeah, it's very relaxing.
yeah, it is. And well, this is I don't think this is a hidden anymore, but I also, well, I still do some mixing. I do mix someone's ASMRs, so that is very nice. It's very relaxing, but yeah, I love editing audios. I prefer editing audios over normal videos, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
But because this is a bit like weird question. Do you have any idols for being idols that like? Because obviously you're an idol performer. Was there any person who inspired you to be an idol, or was it just like you saw Mahou Shoujo and were like, yes?
I don't know if there's any person in particular. I think it was just a case of I was browsing the internet one day and I happened to come across some videos of idols like AKB48, Morning Musume, all those like big name ones from Japan. And I saw the way, you know, they would sing their cute songs, they would wear their cute outfits. And I was very much a tomboy when I was younger. So I know it came as a big surprise to everyone around me when I suddenly started getting into all this cutesy, pink, frilly bubblegum pop and wearing a skirt for the first time in my life.
Yeah, I don't think that there's anything wrong with being a tomboy.
Oh no, definitely not. But it was just such a complete 180.
I think that's very cool, actually.
Yeah, it's very surprising to a lot of people, but considering how feminine I am now, and I was like such a tomboy as a kid. Like I was into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I would never even touch the color pink.
Why does this sound like an anime?
It does.
This is what I'm saying. I'm calling the rights. I'm calling it right now. I'm gonna write this light novel.
If anybody wants to create an anime about my life, like I'm happy to like sign over the rights. You know, sign me up.
I'd happily write that light novel. I would write a manga, but the only problem is I can't draw.
No, me neither. You know, I would love to do something like that, but my art skills are limited.
Would you like to be a voice actor?
It's something I've thought about. I don't know if I have the right voice for voice acting though, so I'm not sure.
I mean, I think everyone can be a voice actor. Well, not everyone, but everyone who is like, well, this is kind of weird, but I think extroverted people make the best voice actors, in my opinion, because there's a lot of characters.
I would say there's a bit of a problem there in that there is a good deal of nepotism in voice acting in that it tends to be very heavily biased towards American talent.
Yeah, that's true.
Because all the big dubs are done by dubbing houses, and Americans.
I've heard the same thing. So I've met a few voice actors at some of the events I performed at, and they have all said the same thing. It's very biased towards like American studios and American voice actors.
Unless you can do a really solid, passable American accent, like you're at a massive disadvantage, because when they key dubs, they key it for the primary audience, and the primary overseas audience for anime is America. So it always. I'm saying this because I'm someone who looked at it myself. I did drama when I was younger, always wanted to be sort of in the voice acting sphere, but I never really got. Not all of us can be old mate Sea Dog VA. We are. It's like, you can't. You have to get really lucky. Most of the time, it's very weighted towards American talent. And again, it's not impossible. Like, you definitely have a niche though, because How many other Scottish female voice actresses do you like? How many can you think of, like off the top of your head?
I know there was all I can really think of is the woman who voiced Merida in Brave. And
Yeah.
even then, she wasn't even originally cast. Apparently, they wanted an American actress at first, you know, for the big name. But then the American actress they hired initially couldn't do a Scottish accent. So they decided, let's just go with someone who's Scottish.
Unless you're Scottish, you can't do a Scottish accent.
I'm Scottish, and I can't do a Scottish accent. Like, I sound very English.
Yeah, we have a viewer who actually is Scottish, and he watched the AnimeCon video I did, the first one in Liverpool, and you appear in it.
Oh,
I do
really?
an interview with you. Yeah, I do an interview. That's how I first met you. And Mion and the Mangaloys podcast and various other people. And he said to me, like, because he's Glaswegian, he is. And he was like, and he turned to me and he said, she didn't sound very Scottish.
I get that a lot. I don't sound Scottish at all. Like, I was born in Dundee. I grew up in Inverness in the Highlands. And now I live near Glasgow. And the first time I went to Glasgow, it was like everyone was speaking a foreign language. So, like Glaswegian people have like the thickest accents. And it was like listening to a foreign language. Honestly, I couldn't understand it, and I felt so bad.
An idol from Dundee. Why do I get the feeling that isn't there a power metal band about this?
Hang on. You've been to Dundee?
Oh, me?
What?
Moewgical. Rosie.
No, funnily enough, I've only been to Dundee a handful of times. So I was born in Dundee, but I moved to the Highlands at a young age, so I don't really remember much about Dundee.
I was going to ask about a boat there.
That's
Oh,
the
I'm
same-
sorry.
That's the same for me with Salford. Born
Oh,
in there, don't know. Born in there, dipped out. But actually, have you been to Japan? Because
Yeah, I went to Japan back in 2016 with my dad.
all right, perfect. I mean, because I'm planning a trip with the boys to go to Japan.
Ooh.
Yeah, and obviously 2016 was a very long time ago, 7 years ago, right?
Oh God, it was, wasn't it?
But what do you? Because the boys they want to go to Japan, but they don't really know what to do, and obviously, for some reason, they always ask me what to do in Japan, even though I've probably been there once and when I was very little. But is there a place you would recommend going? I mean,
geez.
it's 2016.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but
And I was a kid at the time as well, you know.
yeah, but maybe you can get some few fun memories like.
I do remember Harajuku. That was very fun. I don't know. You don't seem to strike me as the kind of person who's into like frilly ribbons and fashion.
Yeah, okay. Because we have a dilemma, right? We've calculated the cost of going there. It's gonna be about, obviously, me and the boys who are planning the trip to Japan, we live in Finland, so it's gonna cost around 2,800 euros. It's roughly around 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's including hotel stay, because we're planning to stay for like 2 weeks. So yeah, but the only problem is that they planned everything else, but they haven't planned what they're going to do in there. I asked them, they were like, yeah, we're just gonna walk around.
Are you going to Tokyo or another part of Japan?
Yeah. No, Tokyo, and then they were considering to going to Hokkaido. I told them never.
What's that, Hokkaido?
You might as well just stay in Finland. at
Yeah,
that
it's
point.
basically Finland.
I mean, have you ever been to a maid cafe?
No, we have not.
Akihabara.
Oh, Akihabara. I spent a lot of time in Akihabara just vibing, honestly. The maid cafes are a totally different world, honestly. Like, in the best possible way. you see all the maids on the streets handing out flyers, you know, trying to attract customers into their cafes. And it's not just people in maid outfits either. There's all sorts of cosplayers.
Yeah,
and I think I saw one woman dressed as in a Pikachu kind of outfit. It was honestly so awesome.
Akihabara is a dangerous place though at night, as we know.
Yeah. We are planning to go to Akihabara. I really butchered that name, but the only reason we're going to Akihabara is because of me.
Yeah, no, you should totally go to a maid cafe while you're there. It's great.
I wasn't I didn't know there were maid cafes. I was only planning to go one shop, and that shop is called Ami. Yeah. And then after that,
hunting.
Yes, I am. And then after that, we have no idea what we'll do. I know that the boys want to see Mount Fuji, so we'll try and go and see, you know, Mount Fuji. But we still have about 2 years time, because one of the boys just got out of army, and he still has to find a job. So
yeah,
we have time to plan, and hopefully the ticket prices will drop, because right now the yen price is, I don't know if the yen price has dropped or the euro price has risen, because I looked at some figures. Not gonna lie, they dropped about like 3 euros. That's not a massive drop, but that's still a nice drop.
Yeah, it all adds up.
You guys are paying a lot in tickets though, given where you're flying from, because Japan is one of the cheaper flights for us, because, you know, Australia.
No, it's actually cheaper to go to Australia than to Japan here in Finland, which makes no sense.
I think you have to go south and north.
Japan are expensive though, like in general, and like going from Australia is kind of easy because we have a lot of crossover with the airlines. But Japan is like really nice, but if you're going to go there, you gotta go there with like a full wallet. Like, it can get mad.
I've heard that the flight, your flights and accommodation, I've heard like that's the most expensive part.
Also the language.
Oh yeah. Do you speak much Japanese?
I don't.
Who? Me?
I think she means you, Doujin. You're the one traveling there.
Yeah. Well, I can. If we get lost, I can probably ask for help.
Yeah, but
if it gets hard, I'll pull out the good old translator, like I always do.
That works.
just good old translator, because I asked the boys, right? Okay, what happens if we get lost? And they were like, no, this is where you come in. Like, bro.
They're just throwing you under the bus there.
Yeah, because they've never been into another country other than like the close countries in Finland, like Estonia and Sweden. Yeah, those are the only 2 countries they probably visited, and that's why they want to go explore Southeast. No, well, not Southeast Asia. They want to go explore Japan, North Asia, kind of. I think more.
Why do I get the feeling that Doujin's gonna get the Gant treatment? He's gonna be walking around with all his homeboys, and then the police are gonna be like, "Okay, we don't care about you, but we want to stop this guy."
Yeah, because well, the thing is, I am currently being accepted to getting that Finnish passport, which means I can be there legally for about 90 days. Instead of Thai passport, which is 2 weeks. Yeah, I don't understand why.
Because you're a damn illegal immigrant who's going to steal their jobs, apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to steal their job.
But that's right.
It means you can come to Britain.
But why would you want to?
Etihad, main road.
I mean, apart from the football, why would you want to?
Exactly.
The cons.
Yeah. I was actually
actually good point. We've our guest does conventions in the UK. I should be a bit more charitable. Besides the weather and the fact that it's in the same country as Sheffield.
We were actually I say me and OC were actually supposed to be at the Manchester
Yeah, I booked our time slot on the Sunday to perform on the Sunday. This was, I think it was 2 performances after Moewgical, and was you wanted to see a City game on the Saturday, so I took that into account. And then you were like, "Sorry guys, I can't go," and I was like, "Nah." So I had to have my friend stand in for you, and he was the one that met Rosie. I don't know if she remembers.
No, I remember. That was at Manchester, right?
Yeah.
Only a couple of weeks ago.
Manchester.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just some bloke. Oh, is that Dojin? Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, that's what I was. That's what I was like. I was like, "Yeah, this guy's Dojin," and he's like, "I'm like, yeah, you Dojin." And but we went to see the performance, and I think he was clapping. You get us to clap, but he just didn't stop clapping. He just kept clapping to the point that I had to be like, "Stop clapping!" Everyone's looking at him.
Nah, man. Man's committed to the bit. So what's your Rosie? What's your schedule looking like? Like you got like you go on every single con because like idols hustle. So I'm wondering what your schedule looks like.
Honestly, it can get a bit sporadic. So sometimes I can go like a few weeks like without any sort of events, and so I just spend that time, working on new stuff and building up, I'm building up for the next one. Some months I can have like back-to-back weekends that are just one event after the other, and then like 4 weeks later I'm just completely burnt out. So I think August is definitely the busiest month, performance-wise, because August is like the big month for where all the cons happen at once. So I think I've got like 4 or 5 events lined up in August already.
Oh,
that is a lot of traveling.
That is a brutal performance schedule too, because those sets go for what, like half an hour, 45 minutes, and you're like constantly going. Like that's just the dances, right? Like
yeah, so it does get tiring, but honestly, it's the performances are my favorite part. It's all the traveling that can get really exhausting,
Oh. Yeah, need some anime recommendations for those long drives.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't actually drive. I'm in the process of learning to drive. I don't know if I would trust myself to drive all the way down to London just yet.
I was gonna say, like, how many idols are very much a Japan thing. So like, I can imagine that. Like, do you have like a small community of idols in the UK now, or is?
Yeah, so there's a handful of us. I know there's a lot. There's a few Love Live cover groups, which are always quite popular. Then you've got idol performers. I know you've got Jenny Hayes, who is known as the rock idol of the UK. She specializes in rock music, as that title would suggest. Then you've got Grace Melody, who I think she's on a bit of a break right now. I think they're on a bit of a break.
Yeah, it's good to take breaks.
Yeah, definitely.
Something I should consider.
And then there's Ira. They are also a Twitch streamer.
Oh.
I don't know if she classes herself as an idol. I don't think so. But there's Lily, who is also from Australia. So I don't know if you might have heard of her.
No, actually.
Oh, well, Lily performs at a lot of the same events as I do. And she specializes in like electronica music.
Like EDM? Or...
Honestly, I don't know much about electronica music. I wouldn't know any of the subgenres. Well. I don't think she classes herself as an idol, but, definitely worth a mention there.
Yeah.
And then I think you mentioned Mion earlier. She's not an idol performer, but I know she covers a lot of anime songs.
Yeah, God. She I was considering having her on the podcast, but I remembered that I had to sort of the Liverpool con when I interviewed her, I had to speak for her agent there, because she didn't know English very well. She's a lovely woman, very lovely woman.
Oh, she's very sweet. I love her. And then there's I know there's Xiao Do, who is a rapper. He raps about a lot of anime inspired things, and anime in general. So, you know, there's something for everyone, really. You've got your rap, you've got your electronica music, you've got your idol music, you've got your rock music. It's a small scene, us anime-inspired performers, but there's really something for everyone when you look at it like that.
Yeah.
I always find it funny that nerdcore rap, so like anime, like D&D, that sort of thing, nerdcore rap goes unreasonably hard for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it goes unreasonably hard. They've got a couple of good UK ones, like Rustage and Schwabity, for example.
High key, we do it high key. Subliminal, I'm moving up at light speed. Look at my key, like high seas.
Go.
Oh my god.
Ridiculously hard. No, seriously. Like, you listen to like Rustage's standalone album, not any anime themed at all. It's just him releasing a rap album. It goes incredibly hard. So like, it's kind of interesting to see how the sort of anime culture has spread into the Western world. And yeah, having you on as a guest is brilliant, because idol culture, that was the one thing I was like, nah, there's no way that's a thing, surely, but it is. I'm like, well, there's hope for people like me yet, because I accidentally became an idol fan. One day, I was in a Haruhi Discord, so Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. God,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I am old. And like, they had a huge group together called Idol Hell, and I was like, what's Idol Hell? It's like, you've never heard of Idol anime? I'm like, no. And so they made me watch season 1 of the original Love Live. And I became an
Love
Idol
Live's
fan.
a classic. Yeah, Love Live is such a classic.
Team Marky all the way, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh no, Nico Ni for me.
Oh god, no!
Nico
No.
Ni.
Oh no, you've just ruined my life. I hope you realize, Rosie, because
I'm sorry.
my friends know how much I hate Nico. So
You know, how do you hate Nico? I love her.
because she's so
Hyperactive.
she's up herself so hard. She's convinced she's the world's next superstar, and it's just she treats the others like crap, and she's like,
No, she's just very serious about what she does.
she's tsundere soon, like mad soon. And I think there is such a thing as too much tsundere, which makes me a heretic, I know, but still. Although the thing that makes me love idol anime to bits is there is one particular series which is, in my opinion, the best idol anime that's ever been made, and it probably won't ever be beaten, which is a Zombieland Saga.
I have heard of that. I've watched a little bit of it.
Oh, that's the one where the first
The meme.
couple, the first opening minute, where the girl walks out of a house and gets run over
And gets
by
hit
the
by a
truck.
truck, yeah.
It's that one. It's
Yes.
that one. I remember.
Because it's like, you think it starts off as a parody, like about how the Japanese idol industry can be really fucking brutal. Like, it just chews people up and spits them out. And, you know, you think it's going down that parody route. And it does. It satirizes it quite a lot. And then, at the same time, it reminds you everything good about it too. And the characters really love what they do, and they're really passionate about it, and they make it work despite, you know, quite literally being dead.
Yeah.
And it's also one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. So, I don't know. There's also, I don't know, but the Idol, like, Love Live and Idol Master have sort of had this vice-like grip on idol anime for so long. It's always nice to see when new ones come out, if that makes sense. Like when you see a different one. But no, how many Love Lives are we on now?
Are there 4 maybe? 4 or 5?
I thought there was only
I think
one.
anime wise there's only been 3, but I think there was a 4th one that was in a game or something. Honestly, I'm not too clued up about Love Live.
Yeah,
I kind of lost track after Love Live Sunshine.
Yeah, that's right, because there's Muse, who are always the OGs and my favorite.
Yeah, then you've got Aqua from Love Live Sunshine.
And then you have like...
And then it gets fuzzy for me.
Yeah, it does for me too. there was the third group who had this bit more sort of pop punk.
Was it
rock vibe.
Nichigasaki, I want to say?
Yeah, I think like they had the most OP high school in the history of Japan. Like it had like 1 million clubs and 1 million facilities because they were so rich, and no idol club. And they were really sad about it, and they convinced the school president, I think. I don't know. I watched the first 3 episodes and I was like, is this just Love Live again? And they're like, yes. So I'm like, okay. I'll just go rewatch Muse again because I like Muse.
It's like Pokemon where they just rehash the same story but slightly different. You dress up the same story and air it again.
So is that Love Live TLDR?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
that's not to say it's not enjoyable. Like, you know, obviously, you know, Pokemon has thrived on that same formula for years.
Yeah, I like Pokemon, so
I do love Pokemon.
Not really judging it. love the thing. Love the show. Still sad to see that Ash has retired.
I know, it's so sad.
It is.
I mean,
very sad.
realistically, he should have by like 10 years ago, but.
I mean, I find it hard to believe he's still 10 years old. Like, come on. What's his secret? I need his skincare routine.
Exactly.
Again,
Ash Ketchum.
again, it is wild for me. It is really wild for me watching that final fight, because like I cried like a little baby, honest to God. Like I did. For me, that hit, because like I still remember getting like my copy of Pokemon Red on like the Game Boy Color, and it was like I spent so many hours of my life playing Pokemon as a kid, like a ridiculous amount.
Aw.
Like I got like one of my earliest memories is watching TV before kindergarten in the morning. And like one of my earliest memories is the one where Ash caught Caterpie in Viridian Forest in season 1.
Oh, that's so sweet.
The season 1. So that was like 1999.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that was a little bit before my childhood, but I think my first Pokemon generation was Gen 4. So Diamond and Pearl.
Oh my God, I've never played Diamond or Pearl because I aged out of Pokemon before.
Oh
Mine was
I
actually...
played Sapphire, Emerald, oh man, actually Fire Red and Leaf Green, I think it would have been the last one I played.
I did play Pokemon Emerald. I remember borrowing a friend's Game Boy and a copy of Emerald because they were like, oh, if you love Diamond and Pearl, you should play Gen 3 as well. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play Gen 3. But Gen 4 was my first one. And then I played Heart Gold and Soul Silver when that came out.
Oh, lovely game.
So I said Gen 3, I meant Gen 4 was my first, sorry.
Soul Silver is the best. Soul Silver and Heart Gold are the best Pokemon games ever made, in my opinion.
That was my second ever Pokemon game. My first was Black and White. But I actually love Heart Gold. It brings so much memories.
Well, technically speaking, my first Pokemon game was actually the Mystery Dungeon series.
Oh yeah.
I loved the Mystery Dungeon series, and I haven't played any of the more recent Mystery Dungeon games because they removed my favorite character as playable.
Who's that?
I am that salty about it. So I always played as Skitty. Skitty was always my favorite. And then in the more recent Mystery Dungeon games, you can't play as Skitty anymore, and I am salty about that, and so I haven't played them.
I'm just thinking about it because I remember my favorite Pokemon game to this day, which never got a remaster, sadly, but I suppose Heart Gold and Soul Silver did it. Was my favorite Pokemon game was Pokemon Crystal on the Game Boy Color, the special edition of Gen 2. And the reason why Crystal was such a big fucking deal was because we had just come off of Red and Blue and Yellow. And so we only had the Kanto region with the original 151. And then they brought out Gen 2, which added another 100 Pokemon, plus a new region. But the technology had advanced enough so you could have both the first game and the second game on the same cartridge. So it's the only Pokemon generation, I think, where you have 2 regions in the same game that you can travel to.
I think so, yeah.
And you can get both batches of Pokemon. You can battle 16 gym leaders. You can beat both leagues. You can get all the legendaries. Like, seriously, like in Crystal, you could have an entirely legendary lineup. All legendary Pokemon in one lineup.
Jeez.
If you wanted to. And so, for me, it just... Gen 2 is still the best. There hasn't been a better one.
Yeah.
Again, I can't help it.
I think when it comes to Pokemon games, Gen 2 had probably the most unique thing, because obviously Kanto and Yoto. Yes, very nice. Then the later Pokemon games a bit confusing.
Lugia is still my favorite Pokemon to this day.
Ooh.
Hold up.
Okay, here's the question. Your favorite evolution. That's the decider. Your favorite evolution says a lot about you. What's your favorite evolution? Umbreon.
Okay. Not gonna lie, Gigantamax Eevee do be.
Oh, Gigantamax Eevee. Ooh, now
Yeah.
that's an interesting choice.
Yeah. I like the Gigantamax. What's it called? Game mechanic.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but they did give a lot of cool designs.
Count as an evolution? I'm gonna say it counts because that's a very unique answer.
Yeah. The Gigantamax Eevee, nice. Also, Gigantamax Gengar. Nice,
I love
nice.
Gengar. I have such a
Nice,
soft
very
spot for
nice.
Gengar.
Yeah, I think everyone likes Gengar.
I like
Vaporeon.
Gengar because he was in the opening cinematic of Pokemon Red.
No, I like
Very
Gengar
popular.
because he was in the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. He was like the head of the your rival team in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. There was a Gengar, and he had this really tragic backstory, and I just got sucked into it.
The only problem, I guess everyone has with Gengar is that the way you get Gengar is by trading a Haunter, and every Pokemon
For that, you need to have
games-
friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that
I
is
know.
very sad. And that is very annoying because Gengar is very strong, but you can't get Gengar unless you have a friend or another pair of Game Boy or Nintendo DS or 3DS or Switch. You know,
We all used to, back in the old days in the generations, we all used to tell each other what games we had. So when a person's birthday or something came around, their parents would buy the other one so we could all trade.
Yeah, no, I had a brother growing up, and so we would always have opposite versions so we could trade with each other. I had Heart Gold, he had Soul Silver.
Oh, okay.
I remember it was a sign of status when you had a link cable. Oh,
Yeah, the old school Pokemon trading, the link cable.
Oh no, the DS was my first console, so that went before me.
Yeah, the DS was also my first Nintendo console, and then my last Nintendo console was a 3DS. After that,
You haven't picked up a Switch?
no.
That's fair.
I haven't really picked up on Switch.
I got a Switch from
Skills on the Panzer.
a company. No, I got a Switch for a company function.
Oh yeah.
They held an
us that.
auction.
You got a
held-
Switch for a company function, like what, for work?
Yeah. So what
That's so
happened was
cool.
they had like a set of prizes at the end of the year, and whoever had the best sales performance could bid on certain things, depending on how many sales dollars they earned.
I remember you told us. Yeah,
That
yeah.
is
And
so
I remember
cool.
holding out, and not bidding all night. And then when the Switch came up, I doubled, tripled, quadrupled down.
That is so cool.
And so I got a Switch for free.
You got a Switch for free? Oh my god, you're so
Well,
lucky.
I worked hard for it, but essentially, yeah, I got a Switch for free.
You earned that Switch.
I earned that Switch, damn it. I upsold so many iPads. It was a great time.
Well, no, I bought the Switch as soon as they announced Animal Crossing New Horizons, because I am a massive Animal Crossing fan.
I had a feeling you were.
Yeah, no, I kind of give off those vibes, huh?
Yeah, you gave off the Animal Crossing vibe for sure.
I'm glad to hear
sure.
that.
Oh,
No, but
God.
there is a character in Animal Crossing called Rosie, and she's a cat, and she talks about being an idol. So I don't know. I feel like she is me. I am her.
Was she the inspiration behind?
She wasn't actually. She wasn't actually.
So
I didn't take any inspiration from her at all. But it just happened that way.
I was gonna say, how did you? Because you were a tomboy. How did you? And then you saw idol stuff. How did you mold it into sort of the character of Moewgical Rosie?
Think of Moewgical Rosie as being a character. I know a lot of people think I'm putting on a persona, but I feel like it's just me. Like I said, obviously I used to be a tomboy, but I feel like I was a very shy, introverted kid, and so growing up, there was a member of my family who was very much, how do I put it? So she very much stigmatized a lot of feminine things. So like things like short skirts and makeup. If you wore that, you were the wrong type of woman. That kind of stuff, which is obviously not true. But when you grow up in that kind of environment, you start to think, oh, femininity bad. I'll just wear grey tracksuit bottoms and look at my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and ew, Barbies are gross.
I can imagine being a bubblegum pink idol in a working class Scotland is not exactly a common thing.
Yeah. So then when I discovered idols and stuff, I sort of felt, well, this is the kind of me I kind of want to be. That's who I want to be, but I don't feel like I can achieve that. So, maybe in another life. And I thought, well, why not this life? I don't know if I don't know how sold I am on the concept of, other lives, but that's sort of the thoughts that went through my head. I thought, well, that's when I said YOLO, I might as well go for it. So I didn't have a lot of pink in my wardrobe, so I just threw on whatever old outfit I could find, which happened to be the worst pair of jeans and a pink sports top. Which was the only item of pink I owned. And I went out to the local park and I filmed a really crummy video to a Tomodachi Life song. I don't know if you guys ever played Tomodachi Life.
I've definitely seen the anime.
It's not an anime, it's a video game.
Really?
I don't know what you've seen, but it's not that. It's a video game.
I'm pretty sure there's an anime called Tomodachi.
That probably is, because Tomodachi means friend in Japanese, so they probably use that word at some point. But no, Tomodachi Life is a video game, and there's a function in it where you can get your characters to perform on stage and sing songs. So I took one of the songs from that game and decided to cover it, and it was honestly the most ungodly thing that YouTube has ever seen, because I wailed like a banshee, called it singing, and slapped it onto YouTube. And before long, it was on the Cringe channel, multiple Weeaboo Cringe compilations.
I think I've seen it.
Oh my God, you're on anime Cringe. Oh.
You're in that video. You're in that so Cringe video. Oh my God, it's you.
It's not me.
That
wasn't me.
I thought that was someone else.
Oh my God, it's you. I
was thinking Tomodachi Life. I'm thinking this sounds very similar. I'm thinking, hang on a sec.
No,
because this was
that video out from the archive.
This was the question. Because before we started the podcast, this was the question. I was hesitating to whether to ask you or not. Because when I first saw you in OC video, and you were doing that interview, I thought to myself, I think I've seen this person before.
Oh no.
I think I've seen this person before. But I didn't pay that much attention until you accepted the podcast request. And then I was like, all right, let me.
You looked it up. No.
Yes. And I was like, oh wait, it's you. It's you. Oh my
Oh,
god.
I don't want that to be what I'm known for.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, like,
No, don't get me
beginnings,
wrong.
yeah?
I do have a very soft spot for that song and that video because that was where I got my start, you know?
Yeah.
But the fact is I've come a long way since then and I don't want that to be my legacy basically. I don't want to still be known for that when I've come such a long way and I have so much more to offer now. But I still do have a very soft spot for that, you know, that video and that song.
But you can do a revenge arc like Sid Snap or Gigok's wife because he was also in that video doing the Zundra voice acting. Oh my god.
It's been a while since I've seen that. I don't know exactly which video you guys are referring to. I just know that I've been in multiple Cringe compilations.
I think it was the original one with
called-
millions of views.
Yeah, he has like 5 million
Oh,
views. He has like 5 million views.
Yeah, I think it got deleted, but yeah, when I
No.
What's it called? What's it actually called?
It's called the Weeaboo Cringe compilation, and it's the first one.
editor put it in.
There's-
Hang on.
Editor put it in.
Weeaboo Cringe
No, we've got a-
compilation.
And
The very first one, like,
Oh dear
it's-
God! It's got nearly 6 million views. What
Yes,
the hell?
And the guy who created his name is Sir Cringe.
Yeah. No, I'm on it right now. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And Suit Snap is on that, and then later, about a minute and 40 seconds in, I think you should.
That's right. Oh my God. I'm there. Oh my God. I can't watch this. It's got nearly 6 million views.
Oh,
Ah.
wow.
No.
you are star.
Oh God. I don't want this to be my legacy.
Absolute.
I mean, it's technically better than what Seed Snap went through, so it's not that bad. But
I hope you used that oven instead of microwaving that pizza though, for sure.
I think I did.
You looked so different back then.
I mean, I was a kid.
I was gonna say you
was that
definitely.
like 2014. Was that made like in 2014?
It was, yeah, 2014.
Yeah. And
But the thing is, my cat. So I had my cat show up, and you could tell she was trying to wriggle out of my grasp. The poor thing. It was so awful.
oh god, wait, I forgot what I had to ask. Oh my god, hold on.
University. That was a good time. 2014. What a time.
No, it's not. It's terrible here.
What was it?
Is it favorite anime?
Oh yeah. No. Like cringe compilation stuff. Obviously, you don't want to be in that. You
course.
don't. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. I want to be in one of those.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know exactly what I need to do to make it into a career. And one day, man, one day. Cause
You can do it.
Because even though if they come and attack me, I've got the upper hand in every single.
Unleash your inner cringe.
No, it's like if they attack you, like, or if they come and attack me and I end up in a cringe compilation. The thing is, I'm not a normal a person. I'd say one of my goals. Short-term goals is to be a fit nerd.
Oh yeah.
I've kind of got the fit part, but I genuinely don't know what I need to do to be a nerd, or some stuff like that.
You're on a gacha game podcast. I think you've already gotten there, my guy.
Yeah. But the problem is I show the people like, oh, look what I just bought, and they were like, nice one, king, bro. Where's that cringe? Where is that? Huh? Where is that? I need it.
Was that the body pillow one?
That was one of them.
Right. Well, I was going to say, someone commented saying, you do know this website scams people. So technically...
Yeah. I need it. Come on. Put me in a cringe compilation.
Actually, I don't think I go in a cringe compilation either. And I do more like stuff.
How am I the arch weeb here, and yet you two have body pillows and I don't?
I got it for free, and he also.
That's what I need to do. That's what I need to add to my next merch lineup. Moewgical Rosie body pillows that will fly off the shelf.
You say that, but you'd be surprised. These guys got theirs for free, true for promotional, but still, you'd be surprised at how well they sell.
I had to sell my soul for mine. But no, they've hit me up again. They want me to do another one for them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but the reason why you sold your soul was because you picked a character who, number one, is illegal, and number two, is a child.
Nope.
Yes, you did. You had so many options to pick from. You had a
They
budget
didn't
of
have my favorite
150.
character, so I thought, well, I went for the next best one.
Do we have to do this roast again?
No.
When we had
It's not a roast. It's not a roast.
Wait, no, it's not a roast. It's his weird mentality.
It's a World War II bullshit.
That's right.
We're not going
It's-
there.
He's a Sigma. He's on his Sigma grind set. He's out here. He's out here making big plays. We can't understand OC's moves. OC's one step ahead of the game,
He's definitely an FBI watch list. There's no way.
and you're not.
I'm not. What? I've done nothing.
Oh no,
illegal.
not you. You've done nothing illegal. But like, how many community strikes have you gotten?
One.
Oh, come on. How
One.
can I have had?
And it was for thumbnail. Didn't
How
even
can
make
I
sense.
have had more community strikes than you?
Because me and YouTube, we are best friends.
I think I've had more community
Man,
strikes than the
Dojo's-
pair of you.
All of them for hate speech.
No, one of them, yeah, most of them for hate speech, but one of them was for spam on my anime body pillow one, and they removed it within 2 minutes, basically. And they didn't issue an apology. They just told me, we've removed the video. I went to look at the video. It was still up. I'm thinking, something's not right. And then basically because whoever was in charge was an idiot, didn't watch the whole video and realized, oh wait, it's actually a legit website, not a scam.
So the question is, Rosie, are you going to do what a lot of the other idols have done and take up VTubing in the off season?
So I do stream on Twitch.
Okay.
But not as a VTuber. I just show my face. I don't know if VTubing is really for me because, like I said, I don't really see Moewgical Rosie as being a character, and I feel like VTubing would sort of be like. I mean, a lot of people who do VTubing do it through like a character, and I don't see myself as being a character. I just want to show my, my truest self to everyone. So, which is why I just pop a camera up there and show my face to the world.
Yeah, that's understandable.
100%. At the same time, there are some who do like
Both.
they do both. So like a lot of the independent like ones from America, like I mean, I guess Ellie is technically playing a character, but she doesn't really.
No, I can definitely see the appeal of like being behind like a VTuber model or something like that because it means that you don't have to it means you don't have to like put on makeup and look pretty for the camera. So sometimes I've got my countdown to stream up and running and I'm rushing around like, oh nuts, where's my eyeliner? I can't find anything. I am so unprepared for this, and then I forget my water, and I can definitely see the appeal of just having like a VTuber model ready to go.
It's sort of like the branding thing, I reckon, because then you can like if you just get like an anime-fied version of yourself, then turn it into a VTuber model, and then you can just like cross-brand it, I suppose. But it's just like if you like, as I said before, I can imagine the idol life is just all about that grind all the time. Like there is never a time when you're not working, basically.
Yeah, so a lot of what I do ties into it. So, obviously there's the performance side of things. There's also social media. I do all my own like social media work, and you gotta be constantly promoting yourself on social media. And I do live streams on social media from time to time, live streams on Twitch. interacting with everybody on social media. There's a lot of social media, basically.
Yeah.
And I got to make sure that I respond to everyone on social media because, you know, all those everyone's comments are important to me, and I want to make sure that they know that. And so I got to make sure I respond to everybody. So I try to set aside some time, at least a few times a week, to just go through all my social media comments and just respond to everybody. But then I end up overthinking it. I end up overthinking it a lot, thinking, am I just giving I'm sort of giving a lot of the same responses to people? Like, am I giving is the response I'm giving conveying what I'm feeling properly? You know, I end up overthinking things a lot. Like, am I using too many emojis here?
I keep telling myself every day, yo, Pac, you need to think of a cool historical factoid you can make into a short today. Just make sure you're always in the algorithm. You've got to make a really smart community post or tweet just to make sure you're always in the algorithm. And it's constantly on your brain. And then you forget to do it, or you forget to think about it. And then you go back later and you're like, oh, shit. Like, I should have done my socials today and I didn't. And now I look like a dumbass. And now I'm not in the algorithm. And now
I do that too. Because I always think, oh, I need to post on Instagram at this time today. And then that time passes. Because I was too busy, I don't know, playing Animal Crossing. And I think, nuts. I guess it'll have to wait till tomorrow.
But that's the thing. Even when I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I'm playing games to myself. I'm like, hey, Pac-Man, you want to play games? If you're playing games, you should stream your games. Just to make sure that you're always... But I don't want to stream, but then I have to do the effort. But you should be... So, like, even when you're trying to relax, you're thinking, hey, I'm relaxing. My relaxation time is more exposure to my content. So, like, I should monetize my relaxation as well.
Right, so I've started live streaming a lot of my crafts. So I make some of my own, like, bracelets and keychains and things like that for when I have my merch tables at cons. I have some of my own handmade things. So when I make them, I've started, live streaming when I'm doing that, so I can have that engagement and interaction with people. And also it helps me focus because I have ADHD and ADHD life sucks.
Yo, I'm just looking at your recent stuff from AnimeCon. Like, yo, is that denim I see? Wow, like that is, and is that a Tamagotchi necklace?
Yes.
That's amazing.
I
Holy
love
crap.
Tamagotchi.
Oh, my 90s baby heart is just beating out of my chest. Look at that. I haven't seen one of those in years. Mine died a lot.
I get a lot of comments about my Tamagotchi necklace, but it doesn't have any batteries in it right now because I would feel bad if it died. Because again, living that ADHD life, I forget everything.
Yeah, my Tamagotchi's always died, so
I used to cry when they died when I was a kid. I would cry if they died.
No, but pastel pink and denim, like that's amazing. That is amazing. Like,
which video are you looking at? Is it the one from Birmingham?
I'm looking at the one. I'm looking at your promo pic for the Manchester AnimeCon. I'm digging the denim. I'm digging the denim and the unicorn shirt. Like that is.
Oh, like, that outfit, yeah.
That is the idol equivalent of a power move. Just absolutely, just incredible. I love it.
Is that?
See, some people say like that's my costume, but I don't really see it as a costume. It's just the things that I like to wear,
That's not a costume. That's a statement, is what that is.
I love that little denim jacket because I just put all my favorite pins all over it. So I've got Pride pins, I've got Pusheen pins, I've got a little dumpster pin that opens up, and when you open it, it's got like Spamton from Deltarune inside, and I've got Sailor Moon pins. I've got badges from Claire's that I got when I was a kid.
I'm like zooming in on the pins to see if I can catch the references. I'm like, yeah, I love the Uwu pin.
Ooh.
That is.
It's actually sparkly. It's sparkly as well. You can't see her in that picture, but it's sparkly.
What has been your favorite place to perform, if that makes sense?
Oh, no, my favorite place. So I performed at a con in Glasgow last year, and I
Okay.
feel like the audience in Glasgow was very, very much hyped and very into it, and I have a lot of fond memories, and I'm going back to that same con this year, and I'm really excited for it. Of course, with it also being my nearest convention, and with it being a Scottish convention, I always have a soft spot for the Scottish cons, you know, being Scotland's idol and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to that. But I feel like there are unique aspects to everywhere that I perform. So there's a lot of cities and a lot of cons I've performed at multiple times now, and I feel like each city that I go to has something unique about it that I just really love.
Okay. Have you ever considered doing performances abroad?
I would love to. I've never done that yet, but I feel like that's next on the idol bucket list for me.
Okay. Alright,
It's something I
that's-
would really love to do. I've never gotten the opportunity to do it yet, but it's definitely something I would love to do someday.
Yeah. It's just hard finding a con and any type of con outside America, UK. I think there are a few in Germany sometimes, but other than Germany, I don't think there's that many.
I've heard of a few in Germany, yeah, but I've never gotten the chance to visit.
Yeah. Germany is a nice place. Nice place. And the people there are nice. Stuff there, I guess, I'd say, I want to say it's kind of cheap, as in like hotels and stuff. So I don't think Germany is that bad of a place.
One thing I'd really love to do is release a song in multiple languages. Because obviously, you know, I really love J-pop, and that's all in Japanese. But I feel like when a song is in your native language, I feel like the feeling behind it is able to reach you more easily when it's spoken in your native tongue. And so I'd really love to release a song in multiple languages so I can, you know, touch more people's hearts that way, you know?
Do you prefer K-pop or J-pop?
I'm definitely a J-pop fan. I know K-pop is the more
Yes.
mainstream genre, and I do love some K-pop. There are some K-pop groups that I do like. I like Twice and I like IZ*ONE, but I'm definitely a J-pop fan for life.
Japanese hip hop here, big fan.
Yes,
Oh, I've never listened to Japanese hip hop. I've never listened to
Japanese is a
any hip hop
language.
really.
Japanese is a language because it's so quick and so flowy. Like Japanese drill is like sounds like a machine gun. It does exist. It sounds like a machine gun, dude. It's amazing.
Let me tell you that the color got skin that nani got believe. Beat on the color got bullet no.
Japanese drill.
They go hard. You
Ain't
laugh,
no way,
Dojin.
bro.
You laugh, Dojin. You laugh, but they go hard.
What's next? Japanese grime?
There's Aussie grime,
Oh God.
Western Sydney.
I was gonna say, do you know?
UK rap is branching out, bro.
They are.
It's gotten a lot bigger.
They
I
are.
was. Have you heard of this guy called KSI? I heard he's quite a big rapper. But I was.
Still a relatively shit one. He's gotten a lot better, but he's still a relatively.
Oh, my dad hates me. I forced him to watch the Amazon Prime documentary he did, and he hated it. He said he should have got on a proper job. But I was wondering,
Sounds like my dad.
I was wondering, you're Scottish. Do you know any Gaelic at all?
I do not know.
I was gonna say do a song in Gaelic.
Sorry.
But I don't know any
I'm
Welsh,
afraid I don't
so-
know any Gaelic at all. But the thing
don't
is,
know any Welsh?
you see Gaelic on a lot of street signs. Like they're definitely like trying to preserve that piece of history and preserve the language. You see a lot of Gaelic on street signs around Scotland, and they do still teach it in some schools. I know that it was an option to pick for languages when I was in high school, but I ended up getting dumped in a French class instead, and that was pretty useless for me because now I don't even remember a lick of French.
Yes, hating the French.
I would love to relearn it, but I just don't remember any French from high school. I think I know how to introduce myself in the most basic way, and that's about it. I think I know more Spanish than French. And that's just from stuff I picked up in my free time.
Doing what every person from the UK and visiting Spain in summer.
It's probably the best place. The people are lovely.
The way Wrexham is spelled in Wales is so weird.
Yes.
It's WRE. Was it SCAM?
Yes. It's to do with the pronunciation.
Wrexham.
It's to do with the pronunciation, you know. So, like, you got which is, you know, the.
Oh, that one with the really long name, yeah.
In English, it's Lanfair PG, you know, because they've had to dumb it down, you know.
Yeah, but it's like you pronounce the X sound in Welsh as SC, right? That's
yeah. We also pronounce
so
the
it is
L.
it is
If it's double L, it's a. So it's like handed no.
No, I just call it Wrexham. It literally says scam.
Say what you like. They got promoted.
They did get promoted.
Wait, you guys know Welsh? I'm going to perform at a con in Cardiff later this year. So I've only been to Cardiff once, and I went to the local train station, and
Cardiff doesn't speak
Yeah,
Welsh.
they don't speak
even though it's in
Welsh.
Wales.
They are. They don't like North. It's a bit like the whole.
I just remember going into the train station, and all the train boards were in Welsh, and I was trying to get somewhere, and I couldn't read the train boards because they were all in Welsh, and I was just sitting there thinking, "Help me! I don't know what to do."
I'm a typical Anglo chauvinist, unfortunately. I'm a typical Anglo chauvinist. So, you don't call me. That's all I think of Wales. I say that like my family isn't from Devon. Like, we go down dairy farm. Dairy farm. We digging down farms in Devon.
I actually have a question. Do you have any weird fan interactions? Because I've just had a horrendous one. If you do, could you tell us? Because my story is a bit messed up.
Oh,
not that much.
I'll go last
I don't
because I
know.
have too many.
I don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head. I have interacted with some people who maybe struggle with boundaries, I will say.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. But I would say nothing's ever gotten super unsavory. But you know, I love interacting with people. It's definitely one of my favorite parts about being a performer is getting to interact with lots of different people.
Yeah, I also like interacting, unless they send you a DM at like 3 a.m. trying to wake me up. Then yeah, you might have to end up in the block list, bro. But I've recently had a horrendous I'd say, I don't want to say experience, but it's a decent experience. But I was on eBay, just checking out. I was supposed to buy, well, I bought a specific merch from the game that this thing is based off around, the podcasting, and it's a signed card, right? Just signed card of my favorite character. So I bought the cards. Everything's going nice, the guy's from Italy, no problem, shipping fee, easy. So I go and get it. It comes in this letter, because obviously it's a signed card. It's a signed trading card. And then when I opened the letter thing to get the card, up comes a letter that says, enjoy illustrious card signed, love your videos. This is very awkward. Like, the guy now has my address.
Oh no!
But luckily with eBay, because you can use any name on eBay. Luckily I used my business email because I didn't know how to change it. But yeah, I have no idea how that guy knew that it was me. But He knew. He didn't even
Look,
DM
proud
me
of
on
that.
eBay.
honest to God, though, like seriously, if it were me, all I would need to see is, someone is willing to pay an exorbitant amount of money for a signed card or signed thing about Illustrious from Azure Lane. Where am I shipping it to? Finland. I know who this is going to. Like, I wouldn't even need to think about it. It's like how I met one of my favorite YouTubers from way back in the day. So this is going back 2016, I think. I met my mate Batco the Frogman, back when I was shit posting on the internet. Back when 8chan and 4chan was still really, really popular. And he was a popular YouTuber in the community I was in, right? And I met him in a Discord one day, just chatting shit. And I mentioned this, that I was a mod in a Facebook group. And he's like, oh, I'm also a mod in this Facebook group.
Was
And
it the
I
same
looked at
Facebook group?
Yeah, we were literally
Oh my
modding the
God.
same Facebook group, but we had no idea. I had no idea who he was, that he was the YouTuber in question, because he kept anonymous. And I'm like, and I didn't know who it was, but I did process of elimination in my head. Like, okay, how many of them are Aussies? And there's only like 3 Aussies. I'm one of them. And I looked at the guy and I looked at his profile. I'm like,
Wait.
and I just messaged him one day. I'm like, hey, Batco, how you doing, man? And he just replied, yeah, man, I'm pretty good. I was like, okay. He knows I know. And I know he knows. I'm just like, hey, man. So it's funny. It's like, it was amazing. Like, it's amazing meeting people like that. For me, fan interactions are
50-50.
they're 50-50. A lot of the time, you'll just get peeps who are chill. The most irritating thing is, it's still irritating. It's gratifying. It gives my ego a little boost every now and then. But now that I've gotten to a certain size, it's starting to become a problem. Like, if I'm going into any sort of Discord or community where it's military history related, or like anime, like if it's an anime community like Girls and Pants at Azure Lane or something like that, if it's anything tangentially to do with my YouTube channel, it's gotten to the point now that if I go into that community and say something, like 5 people will be like, oh, hey, it's this dude.
Well,
And then, like, and that's a good thing. You get your little ego boost and your little serotonin boost. But then the next thing is, 1 in every 5 of those people who sees you now thinks it's okay to DM you.
Yeah.
well, what I do,
And so you get like
annoying.
12 message. At one stage, I had like 38 message requests.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
and I get over 1,000 comments a day on YouTube. So like
Did you see my comment?
yeah, bro. You just,
No,
like, which one?
sometimes I get people that say to me, "Oh, hey, I DM'd you on Instagram," but I don't really check my Instagram DMs. So like, I have my business email and I have my Discord server where I have more social interactions with people. But I have a lot of message requests on Instagram, but I just don't check my Instagram DM. So I feel bad when someone says, "Oh, hey, I've messaged you on Instagram. Why haven't you responded to me?" Because I just don't check my messages. I don't really do Instagram DM. And I know I could switch them off, but I don't want to in case someone tags me in something and I miss it, you know? Because I like seeing when people tag me and like the photos we take together at cons and stuff. I love seeing that. But when someone just messages you hi, sometimes you just don't know how to respond to that.
I tend to normally, just keep it secret, that because sometimes a lot of people ask, do you have a Discord server? I never answer. Or I say no. Obviously I do, but I really don't.
Your Discord server is
I really
mine.
don't want people to. No, I have a proper one, but it's kept as a secret because I've realized how mentally draining having a Discord server is with hundreds of people in it. Bro, I cannot ICBA doing anything with Discord service or anything.
That's why I don't do anything with mine.
But the problem is people will still somehow find your Discord, even if you keep it discreet or very well hidden. Somehow they still DM you. I don't know how, but somehow they will. And that's very annoying. Because most of the people who DM me are from America, and there's like about 7 hours time difference from Finland to New York time. And so when they DM me, it's around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And then when you don't respond to them, they'll get mad at you for no reason. And then I just send them a random football gif and call it a day.
Football gif, yeah.
Yeah, just don't really care, mate. Just, mate, have a gif of...
No, because that's why I ended up creating my Discord server, so I could interact with people, because... You know, I ended up getting a lot of messages from people who wanted to chat, and I felt bad. I just don't have time to have one-on-one chats with that many people, you know? You know, I mean, you've said it yourself, the idle life is a busy life.
It is.
So I just don't have the time and like to have one-on-one conversations with all these people that message me. So that's why I created my Discord server, so it can all just be in one place, you know? It's and then of course we can all socialize with each other, and that makes for a friendly atmosphere that I really like.
That is one of the reasons why I'm scared of, you know, probably getting too big on any social media platform. Once you get very famous.
Yeah. No, it's definitely something that's still... That's definitely something that
because
I think about.
You will get DMs, but you will also get harassment. It's just Jesus Christ, dude.
I think for me, it's getting recognized like when in real life, when I'm just going about my day-to-day life. That's like, oh wow, that's cool.
yeah, that is cool, but I'm not gonna lie. I always wear a hoodie, and when the COVID mask were mandatory, bro, best season ever. No one recognized my face, so every time I slipped on ice, oh wow, you think you'll remember me? You can't even see my face. I'm wearing a mask, no. But now that you don't need the mask. That's if you get very famous, they know your face. Oh god, god. But would you like to be like super, not like super famous? Like, what would be your ideal like fan following number?
Geez, I don't know. I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I could handle the pressure of being like super duper ultra famous with like millions upon millions of followers, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I could even.
I think I'm quite happy with my little niche, like my little cozy corner. I'm just going about life and seeing how things go. I mean, obviously, having more followers is great, and having a high follow count definitely opens a lot of doors with regards to you know, being able to perform at more events and stuff, and hopefully one day achieving that goal of performing overseas someday. But of course, more followers comes with more pressure, doesn't it? Yeah, so it's kind of a how do I put it? Like there are pros and cons. But it's being able to handle it, being able to handle it in the right way, you know, that you got to make sure you're ready for any potential negativity. Like you said, harassment can happen.
It can. And
I've definitely gotten some of that on TikTok. So I know TikTok is the big thing right now.
Yes.
And so I live stream on TikTok sometimes, and it gets quite a bit of attention. You get a lot of people that come for the cringe factor. I'm still repping that cringe. But then of course, and I get some hateful comments being like, "Oh, this is weird. This is cringe. I'm sharing this with my mates so they can see how weird and cringe it is." But then the more people like that hate share it, the more that boosts my engagement and the more that puts me in front of people who do actually genuinely, enjoy what it is that I put out. So it helps, everything helps in a way. It's just knowing how to handle the negativity properly.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said this about TikTok. I think that platform is rage baiting if you like think about it, because every attention is good attention.
Yeah, all publicity is good publicity, I think, as the old saying goes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel so bad, I feel so bad. Oh, I'm gonna comment this mean comment on your video. I'm gonna tell all my mates about this video and they're gonna leave angry comments. Oh, you're a liar. You're when I do my news videos, you're a Ukrainian propagandist. You're like all these different things I've had thrown at me. Yo, bro, keep commenting. Comments
all it's gonna do is boost your
one.
engagement, boost the algorithm, right? In your favor.
Comments are the number one thing that boosts engagement on the algorithm, because it means people have stopped and taken time in the video to leave a comment, which means that YouTube pushes your video the more comments they leave. So
exactly.
I'm like, bro, comment as much as you want, homie. I will just sit here and take those comments. Like, my latest community post has got people riled up, and I've gotten a few angry comments, but it's fun because, just drives up engagement, and so my videos are going in recommended, so they can get as angry as they like, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
God. On the actually, I have a question. So, do you collect any figurines?
I don't collect anime figurines, but I do have a collection of Sylvanian families, if you guys know them.
That sounds extra as hell. I have no idea what it is, but I want to know.
So Sylvanian families are a line of dolls. It's like dolls and doll houses, but it's not like Barbie dolls. They are instead small anthropomorphic animals like bunny rabbits and squirrels and things like that. And so each family, you can collect all these families, and each family has its own like vibe, and they all have their own personalities. So like Mr. Squirrel is the town baker, or Mr. Bunny is the doctor, and this is his son Little Squirrel, and he loves to play football, and it's all just very sweet and very wholesome, and I love it.
I used to like surveilling families as well. The less said about that, the better.
Oh no, you can't just say that and not elaborate. Spill.
I used to see the adverts on CITV, I used to just find them cute and want surveilling families as well. But so one time at Christmas, my parents got me like this boat crew one. They had like little sailor outfits and sailor hats and brooms.
Oh, I have them.
Yeah, but the problem I found with surveilling families is that the buildings, the houses, the cars, they just cost way too much. Way too much. It was far easier to just get a shoebox and just turn that into their house.
Oh, that's cute.
And they've probably lost them where, I don't know, but...
No, that's adorable. I love that.
Why have you turned your camera on?
Hello. You just turned your camera on. I see you.
He's talking, but you're muted. You're muted.
Your mic.
You're muted, but your camera's on.
Well, there you go. See, I was just gonna say, like, who would spend all that money on figures? I mean, like, I don't know anyone who would.
Have you seen? Aren't you interested in the John Bart figure?
Yeah, but like the problem is it wouldn't fit with the theme I've got going on here. Plus,
it's 130 USD right now. It's dropped massively.
You shouldn't tell me that, Doujingod, because then I'm gonna buy it.
It's dropped massively.
Remember, she's French.
Why has it dropped so far?
I don't know.
I know, but even our guests can say that the French, horrible though they are foul tempestuses. They have powers. They have wiles. They have excellent cheese.
France.
You're gonna post. You should post the Jean Bart figure in the chat for our guest, Dojin. Just to
Jean Bart.
I'm not sure who that character is. I've been to Paris a couple of times. I've always really loved it.
You won't find the Jean Bart. I think it got scrapped, but her Azure Lane version is very much alive and very popular. And that figure is top tier, boys and girls.
Oh, you just posted a picture of Sylvanian families. Yeah, that's them. That's them. That's Sylvanian families right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that figurine. Ah.
Yeah, she is one of the best looking ships in Azure Lane by far. By far.
I think I've heard of Azure Lane, yeah.
I should hope so. You're on the Azure Lane podcast, the
biggest Azure Lane
one,
podcast. Well, they got
also the only.
They got cat girls in Azure Lane, so it is.
Oh, cat girls! Now you have my attention. See the seductive looks and sexy outfits like that doesn't get my attention. But you mentioned cat girls, and I'm like, girls. Now you've got my attention.
Pretty sure all Japan's cat girls, aren't they?
I love cat girls. They're so cute.
Akatsuki, Shigure. The carriers are foxes. They're nine-tail foxes.
Ooh, Ninetales.
Post Kaga for
Hammond Sims.
Have you played Sims?
The Sims? Oh yeah, I've played The Sims. I love The Sims.
The last time I played Sims was with my stepsister, and I was like 6 years old.
Aww.
I can't remember which Sims game it was, but I was the worst at that game. I did not know what I was doing. My houses did not even look like houses.
The shoebox doll house again.
Kind of. I just, you see, the way I did my houses back in the days. Have you also played a game called Little Big Planet?
I've heard of Little Big Planet. I had a friend in high school who liked Little Big Planet, but I've never played it myself. But I know a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's basically building games and stuff, just like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Before Minecraft was invented, but every single house building game, I am so bad. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what houses I like, especially in Minecraft, right? Everyone knows Minecraft.
Yeah, no, I've played Minecraft.
Genuinely, a simple 6x6 wood block house is enough for me to live in.
No, me too.
Like, and then you go on the internet and look how people build these massive castles. Like, how do you even do this? And
then you see the people that go and build these amazing contraptions with redstone and stuff, and that just goes right over my head.
Just how you do that.
But it's so impressive.
It is. And then there's pixel art.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Pixel art in Minecraft, that is nice.
That is very pretty.
I see a lot of pixel art of Charmander and Squirtle.
Oh, yeah, the Pokemon.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I think I made some pixel art of the Nyan Cat when I was younger in Minecraft. Oh
my god. The Nyan Cat.
Do you guys remember the Nyan Cat? Like the little Pop-Tart cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music was so...
I hear the sounds of disapproval. No.
I really love that music.
Again, I was in high school, I think, when Nyan Cat was a thing.
Do you remember Flappy Bird?
I remember that.
I remember Flappy Bird.
I played Flappy Bird Nyan Cat when I was a very small child.
I think I played that too.
There you go, posting Shigure.
Oh, cat girls, they're so cute.
I genuinely like the Nyan Cat.
The Nyan Cat.
The Nyan Cat music. It's good. I like it.
When was the first Nyan Cat?
There's more than one.
Oh no, one Nyan Cat's enough.
There was it evolved. There you go. 2011 was when it dropped. What a time!
You're kidding me, God, that was so long ago.
Over a decade ago.
There goes Animarchy's age.
Damn.
I bet you remember Hamster Dance.
Yes, I do.
What is hamster dance?
I'm vaguely familiar with it.
And Schnappy the Crocodile and Llama in
Don't know them.
Yokohama.
Don't know
No,
them.
I've
Don't
never
know
heard
them.
of them.
What?
I'm sorry.
Crazy Frog. Yeah, that was.
Oh no! Don't even mention Crazy Frog. That was so annoying.
While we on a topic of old shows, what is your like favorite childhood show?
Oh, mine? I really like Steven Universe. I have to say I like Steven Universe. I feel like Steven Universe, he gives off magical boy vibes, you know?
Man, I'm gonna just quit. Like Steven Universe is a childhood show, man. I'm just gonna quit. I'm just no. I am too boomer for this podcast.
Sorry.
Oh,
should I have said the Teletubbies?
Oh God. I genuinely was scared of Teletubbies when I was small.
Oh, honestly, understandable.
The sun was also scary. Like what?
The son from the Teletubbies was a bit creepy, not gonna lie. I'll tell you what used to creep me out. Do you guys ever watch Bear in the Big
Yes.
Blue House?
Yes.
Oh,
So when I
yeah.
was a little kid, the moon that the bear would go out to the balcony and speak to at the end of the show. He would go and speak to the moon at the end of the show, and the moon always creeped me out. I don't know why, but he always really creeped me out.
Do you guys happen to remember what your first movie you've ever watched was?
My first movie?
Yeah, because I remember mine.
I do too, but like it's not gonna be anything like any of yours.
I don't remember that far back. No, I remember my
I
first
know-
anime movie.
I know what technically my first movie was, but I don't remember it, which is Jurassic Park, the original
Oh.
Jurassic Park.
Oh,
And you want to know why that's so fucking scary?
because
The original Jurassic Park was my first movie because I was like a 6-week-old little baby, and mum and dad took me to the drive-in movie theater, and mum rocked me to sleep while they were watching Jurassic Park in the
Aww.
cinemas.
Jeez.
I was a 6-week-old baby, but I don't remember that. My first movie is The Battle of Britain that I can consciously remember watching, which is because my dad likes planes, and I watched my dad watching the cool planes fly around, and I was like, yo, I like cool planes, and so I watched that.
My first movie was, well, actually I was 6 years old about.
Oh, fuck.
I should have not watched this movie, but at the same time, I
Oh,
it
fuck.
was me and my few of my childhood friends. My first ever movie was Transformers 2007. The first original by Michael Bay.
No, I do remember my first movie,
Oh, you do?
Bugs Life, the Pixar movie, Bugs Life.
Oh, that was a creepy movie. I'm not gonna lie, that was scary. I don't like insects.
Because my dad had it on VHS back when they were a thing. So when I was a kid, I used to play all my dad's old video games, and watch all the old VHSs. So even though like they existed like before I was born, I still enjoyed a lot of those old things because they belonged to my dad. So I grew up playing things like the Sega Mega Drive and watching VHS tapes and things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
But the reason why I brought up my first ever Transformers movie, my first ever movie that was Transformers, was because obviously it's getting a new movie. I think it's this year.
Yeah,
right?
Rise of the
Oh.
Beast.
Yes. One thing I can't believe. Do you guys know who Pete Davidson is?
Isn't he the
not
guy from
familiar, no.
Suicide Squad, the comedian?
Yeah, but his beef with Kanye West and all that.
Is he the one that went to the Jake Paul thing and was a commentator?
No. He was beefing with Kanye West and stuff. But he's actually voice acting the guy who the Transformer who looks like Jazz. I forgot. I think his name is Mirage. Bro, oh my god, I was so surprised. Cause before this, I only knew Pete Davidson because of the Kanye West beef. I'm not gonna get in deep with the beef because it's a bit weird and messed up. But that was so. I burst out laughing because TLDR, he's going to raise up us all because he's going to be voice acting Mirage, and he's a big Rizzler, as the Twitter community calls him. So I'm very excited to watch that.
I think we need to get Jobby on the podcast as a guest because I think he'd eat you alive, Dojim, with your takes on Transformers.
On what?
Oh, because he hates the Babe films.
Honest to God, I've got a question now. Because you mentioned that first movie. I want to know, what was the first movie you guys saw in the movie theater?
I don't remember that.
Watching Finding Nemo, first one, I think, or the second.
It was the second, but I thought you would have been like way too young to see the first.
That was Finding Dory. Finding Dory was
2017, I believe. 2016.
2016, yeah, because I went to see it with my ex-girlfriend
Wait.
at the time, so...
Finding Nemo was 2003, so I don't think you existed on this planet, Dojin.
Yeah, no. So it had to be like Finding Nemo, but re-introduced later.
What about you, OC? What was the first movie you saw in the theater?
Oof, I don't know. I'm trying to rack my brain. Because I've seen so many movies when I was younger. I think the first movie I saw at home, I remember my first superhero movie was Spider-Man, but I don't know if my first movie was either Finding Nemo or Spider-Man. Sam Raimi one. First movie in the cinema.
Because I sat here and I just remembered that my first ever anime movie would have also been the first movie I ever saw in theaters. Which I will post a picture in general. And to make you all laugh, this was the first movie I ever saw in theaters.
Oh, Pokemon, yeah.
Oh.
The very first one, yes. I was 5 years old.
Aww.
I was 5 years old and I went to see Pokemon the first movie. I saw Ash die and everyone was horrified until
that Michi looks lanky.
Yeah. Dude, it was proper 90s anime hours in this bitch, like actual.
That's so cute. No, I haven't seen many the Pokemon movies, but I do remember watching The Rise of Darkrai when it was on TV.
Pokemon 2000. Pokemon 2000 is the one I most consciously remember though, because Pokemon 2000 had Lugia, and Lugia was awesome.
I've only watched 2 Pokemon movies. One was with the Zoroark and Celebi, and then another one was this one because it was rerun in a TV.
Yeah, so I watched Pokemon 2000, Pokemon Tales of the Unknown, which was with Entei.
Ooh.
And then there was the Pokemon 4, which was with Celebi. And the GS ball.
Yeah.
Didn't watch any of them after that. Haven't seen
You didn't see the Giratina one?
No.
Ah, that one's sick.
Because Pokemon because the thing that's weird, right, is Pokemon kind of has waxed and waned.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It was cool in the 90s and the early 2000s. We made it cool. And then the problem was, because we made it cool, for the next generation, it was uncool. Right? The next generation came along and it was Yu-Gi-Oh! All day.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
And there was also Beyblades.
Oh.
I prefer Dinosaur King.
Nah. Like, I was a Yu-Gi-Oh boy. Like, I liked Pokemon. I played all the games, but for like, in terms of obsession, I caught the Yu-Gi-Oh craze. Although again, formative memories, we were all Dragon Ball Z fans. Like, we were all Dragon Ball Z never stopped being cool, which is the weird part. Dragon Ball never went out of fashion for some reason.
I'd say the fan base is a little saucy.
The only thing, every time someone mentions Dragon Ball, I just think of Drip Goku.
Yeah, look,
I've got that shirt. I love that shirt so much.
All I'm gonna say is that with Dragon Ball, after the Boo saga, Dragon Ball doesn't exist. And it's not that I don't like Super and Broly and all that. I mean, they're all good, but like the Boo saga really was like the Cell saga is still the best. There's a common debate amongst Boomer anime fans, which is it the Cell saga or the Frieza saga? And I'm definitely team Cell saga. I also distinctly remember the Cell saga a lot more vividly, mainly because, well, in Australia's run of the Cell saga, 9/11 happened in the middle of it, so there was that.
Gee.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the Cell saga, and then we didn't have morning cartoons for like 3 days because
that's
of what
awful.
went down. Yeah, I know, it's horrible, but it's like one thing that you make us remember because, 2001, they were like, we were in the height of the Cell saga, like, the androids had been absorbed,
Yeah.
like shit was about to go down, and then
And that
we didn't have any cartoons for like a week because of that. And then, of course, normal programming resumed. Then they had the Boo saga, and then that sort of Dragon Ball kind of never stopped being popular. It just kept getting rerun because it was so popular. It never stopped.
I still see people cosplaying as like Goku and stuff at cons.
Like, Goku is probably the most popular anime character there is, besides Pikachu, I think.
No, I think
Like-
Naruto.
I think Hello Kitty is.
Oh, yeah, I suppose Hello Kitty, actually, come to
Hello
think
Kitty,
about
an anime character? I know she's had her own animes, but I don't think that's where she originated.
it. No, she was
I
a...
don't think
She was like a corporate logo for different brands.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, that's good.
Can you
point.
believe all the stuff? Like, have you seen some of the stuff that Hello Kitty gets her face plastered on? Like, if you search Hello Kitty anything, you can find it. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen Hello Kitty toilet seats.
I think my favorite one is that famous YouTuber, The Do, and his Hello Kitty electric guitar.
I think I've seen that.
He plays on Omegle, and he's like got a Hello Kitty guitar, and I'm just
That
like,
is
yeah,
amazing.
absolutely metal. I do appreciate it, but it's kind of amazing to me now sitting here, like, because okay, I know it's a meme that I'm the old man here, but like, honest to God, it does feel a bit weird because I talk to my dad about all the freaking pop culture stuff that his generation were responsible for, quotation marks, like AC/DC and all that sort of shit, the Rolling Stones, like, all the cool shit you see from the olden days, the really olden days. And now I'm starting to see like Goku and Pikachu and shit that was contemporary to me starting to appear in like museums as important shit. You know what I mean?
Important shit.
No, seriously. Goku is like a cultural icon that has existed for over 30 years, and he's still there. He's like a pillar of anime. Like, you can't get rid of him. Like, even Naruto's fucked off. Like, even Naruto's been replaced by his shitty son Boruto, and the series is bad.
I think with Goku, I think it's because he's like the Japanese equivalent of Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
that checks out.
Because he's technically, he's like, because if you think of like superhero stuff, he's probably the closest thing to it, and so because he's been around for so long, he's become an icon. But I don't know if he can be Superman.
The
I don't
only
really wanna
one.
know.
It's weird, right? because you can see a kind of, this is me getting a bit meta here, but you can see the kind of DC Marvel separation kind of going on here in a weird way, because you've got Superman. The Superman equivalent is Goku in this metaphor, right? But really, Goku and Dragon Ball and like those big shonen guys are Marvel, like this massive industry juggernaut, whereas DC is kind of a little bit more low key. And when you look at it in that kind of metaphor, of all the things to be sort of like low key culturally, JoJo is the weirdest one.
Oh, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's a meme in our communities, right? It's a meme that, oh my God, is that a JoJo reference, right? But then you look through Japanese media, right? I went back as early, like I went back to some early anime, like from the 2000s and shit. And you will see what are clearly homages to Araki's work and JoJo references in like anime from 20 years ago. Like this guy, like to the rest of the world and to normal people, like watch JoJo, who cares, right? But in the anime manga sphere, JoJo people. Is because I'm sorry. For all of us need to take a good long hard look in the mirror and go, are we normal? The answer is no.
Fair. That's fair.
We're not.
Why would we want to be normal? I mean, that's boring.
Fuck being normal.
Amen to that.
Bunch of YouTubers and an idol, like I'm sorry, like
a bunch of YouTubers and an idol. Like, I'm just the odd one out. I'm the Zoidberg.
No, you're the person who actually has a respectable living, in my opinion.
Oh no, don't say that.
No. It's a dark place on YouTube. Trust me, it is a dark pit of endless desperation.
I need more numbers on my page.
I need more numbers. Line go up. Line go up. No, it's just, oh God. I never thought it'd happen to me, but like I realized that the moment that I had become everything that I feared I would be if I became a YouTuber, because I had to say the sentence. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. That's when you know you've made it.
Raid Shadow Legends. I have done my Raid Shadow Legends.
The Raid Shadow Legends. Wait, oh my God.
Did you get $100,000 then?
No, fucking no. I didn't get anything like that. I didn't get paid badly. That's what I will say. I got paid a bit more than I would normally get from a sponsorship, but still, like, I guess it's like if you're a big YouTuber, then they would pay you a shitload of money. But I'm only 111,000 now, so like I don't get that much compared. Like on average, I'll get like 500 USD, right? On average, if I get a sponsorship from a company, right? Raid was more than that, so I suppose, yeah, right. I'm just giving ballpark numbers because I don't think I'm allowed to say exactly what, but like Raid does pay you really well. It's just, you know for a fact that when you do it, there are a bunch of people who are going to meme
silently
on you,
judging
and they're going to judge you. Like there are a bunch of people who judged me like instantly for doing it, and I said to them like, bro, like Mark Felton does ads for Calls of War while doing YouTube, like World War II history videos, like, and you're gonna judge me for doing Raid Shadow Legends. Also, Count Dankula does Raid Shadow Legends, so like, you know, and it's weird to say this, but I'm kind of in the same sort of branch of YouTubers, Count Dankula. I'm telling cool stories about cool people. You know what I mean? I'm in the same sort of area, so I don't feel as bad, but you're gonna get memed on at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting sent to prison for telling a joke, so go me.
Is he getting sent to prison?
He was threatened with it because he refused to pay his fine.
Oh jeez.
Was it for the dog thing?
Yeah, it was for the dog thing. He was found guilty. That was so dumb.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, I'm afraid I might have to think about wrapping things up soon.
Yeah, well, she's busy. She's a busy woman. She's an idol.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was so nice to chat to you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Follow her on Twitter.
If I can plug my social medias, perhaps.
Plug all your social media, please.
Thank you so much for having me. Again, I'm Moewgical Rosie, Scotland's Moewgical pop idol, and you can follow me on social media at Moewgical Rosie. I'm on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. So I hope to share my kitten magic with you guys very, very soon.
Oh,
Yes.
that's great. That is excellent. Hey, she has more Twitch followers than me. Man, she's popular.
Yes, and this has been episode 21. So, and once again, thank you, Moewgical Rosie, for being with us, and we'll see you soon, sometimes, and hopefully you can join us maybe another time, Moewgical Rosie.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope we can meet again.
Yes.